Phillies hosting the Mets. The Mets are minus 130 on the money line. The Phillies are plus 110. Over under 9 runs. Mets laying a run and a half on the run line are plus 120, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win by 2. While the Phillies getting a run and a half on the run line are minus 145, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you win. Scherzer pitched once against the Phillies this year, and it was one of the few games that he was lights out. 7 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned. They won that game 4-2 in New York, and he struck out 9 batters in that game. The Mets are 7-3 as a team in Scherzer's last 10 starts. He's averaging 5 1/3 innings pitched and 6 strikeouts per game in those games. The Phillies, Sanchez has pitched 3 times against the Mets. They were all in relief, and they were all last year. 2 2/3, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 2-0. He struck out 3. 1 inning, 1 2/3, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 10-6. That was in New York. He struck out 2. 2 1/3, 2 runs, 2 earned. They lost that game 6-1. He struck out 2. The Phillies are 2-0 as a team in his 2 starts. He's averaging 4 innings pitched and 5 strikeouts per game in those games. Head-to-head, the home team is 7-3. The home team's on a 4-game winning streak. The Mets are 8-2 against the Phillies in their last 10. The favorite is 5-5 on the money line, while the underdog getting a run and a half on the run line is 6-4. There have been 2 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. The under has hit in their last 4. The under is 7-3. And the under 9 specifically is 7-2-1. The last game they played against each other, which was yesterday, the Phillies won 5-1. The game before that, the Mets won 4-2. The game before that, the Mets won 4-1. The game before that, the Mets won 2-0. The Mets are 3-1 against the Phillies this year. In their last handful of games overall, the Mets have been struggling. They are 3-7 in their last 10. The under is 5-4-1 in their last 10 games, and they are on a 3-game losing streak. They're 1-3 in their last 4. 12 runs, 6 runs, 18 runs, and 6 runs. 11 runs and a win, 2 runs and a loss, 8 runs and a loss, 1 run and a loss. And I'm sure everyone's seen the memes about the Mets fans having unrealistic expectations. The first half of the game, it's going well, and then the bullpen comes in, and we see what happens. Now, for the Phillies, they are 7-3 in their last 10. The under is 7-2-1 in their last 10. 5 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs, and 6 runs. 3 runs and a win, 2 runs and a loss, 1 run and a loss, 5 runs and a win. I'm really on the fence about this one because you very seldomly are going to get Scherzer at this price. And when he pitched against the Phillies earlier this year, I understand it was in Citi Field. He did incredibly well. I'm just going to take a shot here with Scherzer. I think he's the better pitcher, and I think that there's better value than you're usually going to get with him. So I'm going to take the Mets with the money line. I'm going to take the Mets laying the runs, and I'm going to go under. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.